Hello, welcome to this video on Bodhicaryavatara, chapter 7, verse 31. Let me call up the text for you. Oops, sorry. Lost my cursor. Here we are. Chanda rati mukti balang sattvartha siddhaye chandan dukkha bhayat kuryad anushansanscha bhavayan. Before I read it once more, I shall correct an error. This, of course, should be anuswara. There we are, anuswara with a dot under it. Chandastama rati mukti balang sattvartha siddhaye chandam dukkha bhayat kuryad anushansanscha bhavayan. The first line is grammatically an entire sentence on its own, consisting of just two compound nouns, and there's no express verb. So the whole of the first word, or it's a compound word consisting of 6 nouns, that is all one noun, one compound noun, and is the subject of the sentence. And the sattvartha siddhaye is for the benefit of beings. The verb to be is omitted, so it is omitted for the benefit of beings. So this compound noun, it's the balam, the word meaning power, strength, force. Here it means something like the ability to do something, the capacity for it. So the capacity for what? 4 things. Chanda, which means desire. And note that this word chanda, it's not like tanha, or sorry, Pali, Sanskrit trishna, which is cognate with our English word thirst, which is desire in the sense of craving. The chanda is essentially, it's morally neutral, or it can be morally good. I don't recall seeing it. Maybe it is used in a morally bad sense, but it does not imply, the use of the word chanda itself has no moral implication, or if it does, then it's normally a good one. So here the chanda, sorry, I forgot to share my screen. Here we are, here it is up again. The chanda can mean a desire, an aspiration to do something good. I mean, you have got a good and noble, those of you who are watching this, noble chanda to learn Sanskrit and to read the Bodhicaryavatara in Sanskrit. You can have a chanda to follow the holy life. So the chanda can be a perfectly good thing, and is what it's meant here. So chanda, and translated as the capacity for desire. In other words, the ability to want something worthwhile, rather than a selfish wanting. So chanda stama. Stama is perseverance, or in fact, it is exactly cognate with our English word, derived from Latin, of course, stamina, from stare, to stand, Sanskrit root sta, to stand. So in botany, the stamen of a plant is a bit that stands up. And so your stamina, your ability to keep going, your ability to remain standing when under difficulty, when you're tired, the ability to keep going. So this stama, and translated as perseverance, could equally be translated as stamina, reflects what we have in English from Latin. Rati, this word rati, from the root ram, means delight. It's most frequently used in a morally pejorative sense as indulgence in typically romantic delight. And that's how it's used earlier in the Bodhicaryavatara. I mean, how can you be chasing after a rati, says Shantideva. But here, it's used in the sense of the capacity to take delight in the spiritual path. Mukti, from the root much, this is the verbal noun from much mukti, means letting go. We have, for example, let me give you iPad. So it's a double root, two forms of the root, much, munch, meaning to release or to let go. And it's got a variety of meanings here. One meaning is just something, to release something out of your hand. You've got it, let go of it. Okay, tell a dog to let go of what it's got in its mouth. This is that same munch root. It could also be in the sense of loosing, as we say, loosing an arrow, shooting off an arrow. That same word is used. And in a spiritual sense, it means liberation, because you are being let go, or you are letting go. In this verse, it's used as just the capacity to let things go, the capacity to relinquish things. The verbal noun mukti therefore means release, and it can mean release from releasing a prisoner, releasing something out of your hands, release from the bondage of samsara. So it has that entire broad range of release that we find in English, even to spiritual liberation. That's often used in spiritual liberation as vimukti, the separative prefix vi, meaning you're liberated, and therefore the idea of breaking free from something. That's vimukti. And we have, of course, the well-known work by Buddhaghosa, the Vimutti Magga, written in Pali, meaning the path of liberation. In Sanskrit, that would be Vimukti Marga. So this balam here, this power, this capacity for desiring the right thing, stama, perseverance, keeping at it, rati, delight, taking delight in it, mukti, which I take here to mean the abandoning that which is unhelpful, or abandoning desires, abandoning your persistent kleshas, abandoning the defilements. So the capacity for all of those four things, sattvartha siddhaye, is for the fulfillment, dative from siddhi, feminine noun, dative siddhaye. So is to the siddhaye, meaning inures to the accomplishing of. Just as we can say, for example, that something, this is to his advantage. Do this, it will be to your advantage. The dative is being used in exactly the same way in Sanskrit here. So this capacity for those four things is sattvartha siddhaye, to the accomplishment, in other words, is conducive to the accomplishment, or will bring about the accomplishment, the siddhi of sattvartha, that is sattva artha, being benefit, the benefit of beings. So it is to the sattva artha siddhi, sattvartha siddhaye. This capacity is for the benefit of beings. Chandam kuryat. This is a new sentence now. Chandam kuryat. Kuryat is the optative form, one should make. The indicative is karoti, optative is kuryat. So chandam kuryat. One should make, one should generate, desire. Chandam kuryat, dukkha bhayat. Bhaya, fear. Bhayat is the ablative, so out of fear, which is like a causal, like it is a causal ablative here. So out of fear of dukkha, out of fear of dukkha, one should generate chanda, this aspiration, this wish. Anushan, got the wrong S there. Anushansascha bhavayan. Bhavayan, present participle from the root bhavayati, from the verb bhavayati, from the root bhu. We've discussed this several times. Bhu, to be. Bhavati, he, she, it is. The causative form, bhavayati, which means to bring into being, to cause to be. And then by extension, it means to nourish, to cultivate, develop, to enhance its being. And the verbal noun, bhavana, let me give you the iPad screen again. So bhu, to be, bhavati, he, she, it is. Causative, bhavayati, means to cultivate. Also, it very often uses the idea of contemplating or meditating on, the idea being that by making it your focus of attention, you are thereby cultivating that quality. And the present participle, regularly formed, bhavayan. That's the masculine singular form. So here, anushansascha bhavayan, and here actually the cha means while, and cultivating the benefits, and meditating on or contemplating the benefits. So anushansascha bhavayan, cha while, bhavayan, contemplating, meditating on the anushansan, which is the benefits. A word in Sanskrit generally, as a matter of sandhi, and looking at the anushansascha, this is the masculine short a, and it makes its anushansa, and it makes its accusative plural in an. When you get an, a n, followed by a ch, you insert a sh, and the n becomes an anusvara. So an plus ch, or any word beginning with a ch or ch, it becomes ch. So that is how we get anushansascha bhavayan. This word chance, it's an ancient root. Well, I suppose all the roots are ancient. Very few that aren't. The original meaning was to tell, to say, and then to repeat, and then the praise, as in the Vedic language, it was the hymns of praise to the various gods. And then anushansati, and with the prefix anu, to praise along. In the Vedic system, you had, you sang your hymns to the various gods. You praised them as a series. That's the idea of the anu, going along. And it also, this anushansa took on this other meaning of a benefit or an advantage. Sorry, I haven't really proofread this properly, have I? A benefit or an advantage. And that's what the alternative meaning of anushansa here is, this idea of advantage. So in other words, the advantages to be gained, from following the Buddhist practice. So you should, kuryat, one should generate the Chanda, generate this desire. So I said chat was while, maybe it is just and, yeah? Look at this. One should generate the desire with two causes, or with two qualifications, two modifications. One, dukkha bhayat, out of fear of dukkha, and contemplating or in contemplation of the advantages to be gained. So you generate this desire. There's the push, the pull and the push factor. What pushes you away from it is the dukkha bhaya, the fear of dukkha. And what will pull you towards it is the anushansa, the benefits. So I will read this through once more. Let me enlarge it a bit. Chandastama rati mukti balam satvartha siddhaye. Chandam dukkha bhayat kuryad anushansanscha bhavayan. And once more. Chandastama rati mukti balam satvartha siddhaye. Chandam dukkha bhayat kuryad anushansanscha bhavayan. And that's it for verse 31.